Hey, mamas. I was in a session with a mother recently that reminded me of a cliff jump I once made. To this day, I recall how visceral the fear was that surprised me and pulsated through my entire body. It's a great metaphor for the unknown, for taking a leap in life, for divorcing. Transition of any sort will stir the emotional pot. That doesn't mean we need to stop or retreat. It means we need to pay attention to what is rising up within us. Oftentimes, that which can no longer be shoved down and suppressed is propelling us forward into healing, into opportunity, into possibility. That doesn't mean it's easy. Just ask a butterfly. But trust me when I say it's so much harder to lug denied truths along than to release them, face them, embrace them. Whether you're divorce curious or already on the path, I want to encourage you to feel what's stirring within you. I also want to share some wisdom from other mothers who walked this path, myself included, who know that if something is calling you, you are ready to make a move. That said, there is a better path to a better divorce and to achieving the goals you desire while protecting all that is most precious to you. Lean in a minute and gift yourself this time. You may be ready to jump, but you don't have to do it alone. It's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm calling this conversation Ready to Jump? Hi there, mamas. Welcome to the Intuitive Divorce Podcast. I'm Kristen Noel, certified divorce coach and creator of the Best Self Intuitive Divorce, a game-changing program that transforms the experience and outcomes of divorce, one mother at a time. I call it Divorcing Differently. I'm here each week bringing you a quick message to support, inspire, and empower you to achieve the outcomes you want for yourself and your kids. So let's dive into today's episode. Is it time to make a move? I know that divorce can feel like you're jumping off a cliff into the deep sea of the unknown below. And the reality is that in some ways it is. But the other reality is that you likely feel like you're suffocating, shrinking, and know that you can't stay stuck in the status quo of where you are forever. Any of that resonating with you? I'm often reminded of a summer with my family in Maine where we vacation each year. Throughout the years, my kids have taken turns jumping off a cliff above the ocean. Each year, I sat in the distance watching, taking pictures of them and saying a silent prayer for their safety. One year, completely unexpectedly, I jumped up and declared, "I'm going to jump." I'm sure I stunned them. But within moments, I was peeling off layers of clothes and climbing down the cliffside to a small ledge high above the crashing waves. The thing about this ledge is that once there, you were committed. There was no way to change your mind and climb back up safely. Surprisingly, once on the ledge, I found myself trembling. Yes, physically shaking. My heart was beating, and I felt terror racing through my body. I called upon all my tools, deep breathing, prayer, and some nervous system calming best I could. Within minutes, which honestly felt like hours, I leapt forward, screaming as I went, and plunged into the water below. Can you hear me screaming? And my kids laughing? Teenagers. This is what it feels like to your nervous system when you make a move into the unknown. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't make the move. It means you should honor what comes up. See it, feel it, nurture it, get quiet. In stillness, our truth is revealed, and we hear what needs to be heard. And yes, that may require a leap of faith, mama. Only you can answer that question. But when you do, know that you don't have to jump alone. Now, you may think that because I'm the founder of a divorce coaching practice called the Intuitive Divorce, that I'm all woo-woo, and that you don't have time for that right now. I'm definitely all about health and healing, body, mind, and spirit, because I know it's a game changer in every aspect of your life, no matter what you're facing. You may not know this about me, but I once walked in your shoes, and as I often say, those were some uncomfortable shoes. But I'm also a businesswoman who wants to hit goals. That involves strategy to achieve desired outcomes, and like it or not, divorce is the negotiation of your life, particularly when it comes to mothers. I do what I do so I can help women transform the experience and outcomes of their divorces and avoid the runaway trains they can easily become. Not sure if this will work for you? Let me share a message I just received from a mother who graduated our program. She said, "When I first reached out to you, I recognized that I needed guidance in navigating the difficult journey ahead. I was just beginning to come to terms with the decision to divorce my husband of 29 years. You played an invaluable role in helping me prepare for the conversation with my husband and our children so I could convey my feelings in a way that was concise yet compassionate. Those conversations were pivotal. You taught me to trust my instincts, and I committed fully to my decision, rooted in the powerful, intuitive affirmations I made on that day. Additionally, you instilled in me the importance of self-care. I began journaling daily and increased my exercise routine, which helped clarify my thoughts during this tumultuous time. And you gave me so many professional insights, which my friends and family couldn't provide. One of the greatest benefits of the process was creating clarity around the outcomes I wanted to see at the end of the divorce. I defined goals not only for myself, but also for my career, my husband, our 2 daughters, and even our cats. I still have 2 notepad papers listing those outcomes, one on my fridge and the other near my daily calendar. I've read them aloud to myself so often that I can easily visualize them. Remarkably, just a year later, most of those outcomes have materialized. I genuinely believe that my goals steered the process, and I am deeply grateful to you for guiding me towards a healthy and clear path as I embark on this new chapter of my life." Wow. While deeply moved by those words on a personal level, what really gives me goosebumps is that it's testament to what is possible when you lean into divorcing differently. And you know what? She's no different than you. This outcome awaits you too. I know this is overwhelming territory. It's anxiety-producing. It may have you up at night tossing and turning. You're likely worried about your kids and how you're going to afford all of this, and what life will look on the other side of it all. In fact, you're likely so worried that you've even considered not leaving, and yet you're suffocating. But here's something to remember. You can't pretend you're happy. You can't stay for the wrong reasons unless you plan on addressing them. Your kids feel the energy of your house, your marriage, and especially your energy, no matter what face you try to put on. Each day we're modeling for them and normalizing behavior. Try as we might, we can't stand in front of our children and block them from life. Remember, they too one day will be faced with their own life leaps. The greatest gift we can give our children are their own navigational tools. We can teach them to listen to their intuition, trust their gut, create healthy boundaries, communicate effectively, and navigate bumps in the road with calm resolve. You know how we do that? We model it. No one escapes life's ups, downs, and all-arounds. It's about being human on this journey. Maybe we could stop trying to outrun our feelings and start facing them and feeling them. While that may sound scary at first, it's actually a massive exhale. Are you ready to breathe? To lay that burden down? To let go? Have you tried everything? Pretended? Shoved feelings aside? And has it kept you stuck right where you are? Just the other day in a session with a client, I had her laughing when I called out a metaphor. For weeks, she had been carrying divorce papers around in her backpack, waiting for the right time and the right way and the right day when all the stars in the sky were aligned perfectly to present them. Her husband already knew she had filed. These papers were only a formality, one that would avoid having to have him served. And still, though desperate to move the process along, she dragged her feet. Here's where the metaphor came in. I asked her, "So, you carried around the burdens of your marriage, having to be the problem solver, the breadwinner, and the fixer, and now you're carrying around the burden of having those documents in your bag. That's a heavy load." I followed it up with one simple question. Why? I continued, inaction helps no one, shifts nothing, and in fact, chips away at you more each day. Are you ready to stop bearing the brunt of this emotional pain and the reality of your marriage and make a move? Not taking those papers out changes nothing. The next morning, she texted me, "Papers are out of the backpack." There's a lot of life that happens between deciding you want a divorce and retaining an attorney. In other words, deciding it's time to jump and taking the leap. You'll have feelings. Your feelings will have feelings. All your old wounding will show up to the party with their feelings, and everyone in your life that was depending upon you will still be there with their feelings. Even if your knee-jerk response is to run and hide from it all, or to try to climb back up off that ledge, what if you took a different approach this time? What if you invited it all in? What if you acknowledged that it's not going away? What if it's time to invest in your needs, your life, your well-being? What if it's time to stop putting yourself on the back burner of your life? The condition you are in while divorcing matters because it informs everything. How you will show up for the big decisions, the tough conversations with your kids, the triggering communications with your soon-to-be ex, and dealing with all the opinions of others around you. How you show up is a direct line to how your divorce will play out. There is a better path to a better divorce. It's an intuitive divorce. And the mothers we work with who embrace it are divorcing smarter, healing faster, protecting their kids, and reclaiming their lives. They're also saving time, money, and heartache. It's hard to see that all now, but doesn't that make sense? There are times we need to leap, but that doesn't mean we have to do it alone. And did I mention the power of group work? A part of our signature coaching program is our weekly live group classes. This is a private, small, intimate container where women walking through the same experience meet weekly. It's a sacred container where bonds are made that last long beyond the divorce. I can't even begin to tell you how powerful and beautiful this space is. If something is stirring within you, no longer deniable, the undeniable truth is that you are ready. And I'm here waiting to grab your hand and to jump with you, Mama. Thanks for listening to today's episode, but more importantly, for making this time for yourself. If you're a professional, independent mother facing off with divorce, struggling with your emotions, worried about your kids and your future, and want a better way to navigate it all, I've got 2 ways to completely change the trajectory of your divorce and your life starting today. The first is our free divorce workshop. In this training, you'll learn the 3 steps to get off the emotional roller coaster and take control of your divorce so you can save time, money, and heartache for you and your family. Simply go to intuitivedivorce.com/workshop. And the second way is to book a free strategy call with our team, where we'll dive into your situation, your struggles, what you really want, and outline a path to get you there. For a short video and the booking link, go to intuitivedivorce.com/call. Check it out, and I'll see you inside. Now I have a favor to ask you, Mama. If you enjoyed this conversation and were inspired in your own divorce, please subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss future juicy talks. And I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review so together we can help other mamas walking in the same shoes.